This is Robin, and I'll start. I'm saying hello to a very shy female, a dolphin, who is very loving and very smiley and shy. But she's also telling me that she's sad and that they're going away and that there is a tooth in the middle of the brain that is becoming full. And I see this tooth as a kind of it's become neon white, which it shouldn't be. It should be more kind of dull and pliable, and it's getting filled up with a vibration that is making the dolphins feel crazy and full, their brain full with some sonar vibration, a sound vibration. And she says that they're leaving. And different information is fine. I want to welcome that. And if we talk to different dolphins or different pods, the information might be different depending on that as well.
Well, this is Lisa, and I also saw a feminine dolphin. She was very light-colored, very light, and full of love. She played with me, kind of twirled me up in the air and through the water, and blew like a bubble ring in a heart shape.
Mm-hmm.
I also juxtaposed to her lovingness, there was a bit of anger towards me as a human. And then I sensed that she immediately reverted back to love as her essence. And then I questioned about the massive amounts of them moving and what that was about, what the energy was. And what I got was the sense of almost like a militant style practicing of escape.
Mm.
Yeah, this is Barbara, and as I was tuning in to kind of just swim with them, really, I kept feeling a certain anxiety, and I had to kind of stop and say hello to that and honor it. And I felt that it was like a massive call to everyone. It's almost like they're saying, wow, we got as many as we can. You know, they're just trying to get as many as they can to move them elsewhere because they need to. And this anxiety feels like it does feel like reverberations in their brain that are extremely uncomfortable, excruciating, really. Mm-hmm. And it leaves them feeling not at peace and agitated, and they can't live that way. They have to live where it's serene and calm and the kind of energy that matches their dolphin nature. So there is an urgency about them that we need to gather up, all of us.
I feel the anxiety too. It's interesting because the juxtaposed from the dolphin that I was experiencing, the love and then the anger and then back to the love,
Mm-hmm.
Almost was like they were out of alignment with their purpose, with who they, the essence of dolphinness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I keep being sent back. This is Robin. I keep being sent back to something that I listened to today on earthing. There was a seminar on earthing today, which is about standing on the earth, and that when you stand on the earth, electrons move in through your body, and it heals your entire body if you stand directly on the earth with no rubber soles, which creates a great barrier. And it brings health to the entire body and uh, thins the blood and does many, many amazing things. And they were talking about how in the olden days we didn't have rubber. You know, it was only, I think, in the 50s that rubber and plastic have become so popular. And it's created this barrier between ourselves and the world. And then, of course, all the TVs and computers and cell phones and all the wavelengths. And it just brought me in touch with how my body yearns to be close to nature. And it's like I'm in a process now of trying to decide where to move to, and it just hit me really hard that, you know, all these mindy decisions, like, well, do I want to be near tango dancing? Do I want to be near horses? And that all those questions don't matter. That really the only important thing now that matters is being close to the earth. End of story. And it's felt very urgent for me for a long time, but for some weird reason I haven't been able to get completely in nature. I've had all these sidetracks away from nature and away from communal living, and I just feel the urgency is so strong now to do those things, and I think it's aligned with the urgency of the dolphins saying, you know, we basically can't take this anymore and we're going away. And when I ask them where they're going, I hear home. And that's all I hear is home. So I just wanted to share that with you.
So that's very, very beautiful. The home. I feel a lot of sadness right now about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure they're going to find the purity they're looking for, but they're looking.
Yeah. Some energies are wanting to come through, so I'm going to let them right now, if that's okay with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
We are a symbiotic creation of the triad, Arcturus, Sirius, and what you know of as the dolphin world. We work together, we live together. Those who you know of as the dolphins are galactic symbionts of all of us. We have what seems like the parents, the child, and the rebirther. These three work together in galactic ways, and the exodus that you are seeing now is to find the motherland, the heart, the love, where all the rebirthing can take place again. This is a place of balance where rejuvenation and peace is found in a melting pot of energies. This is a place that resonates within the mind, where the dolphins are concurring right now as if in a summit. They will make their decisions as towards which direction they are going to go. But you must not fear of any important loss, because all is evolving as it evolves, as it should evolve. All is evolving on a track. This symbiotic creation is a love birth creation, and it's for you as if rebirthing in your wombs now at this time. It's the time for you to rebirth all of those things that you've thought in the past and to come to conclusion with great concurrence as to your present moment, recreating your future moments to come. This time is a rebirthing time. And if you allow this energy to take place without resistance, you will see new heights of awareness in all that is to be, that all is, that all was. You will see great strides in progress. Progress not of machinery, but progress of going back to the heart. This is the Arcturian group 442 speaking. We are here in great alignment with the Earth people, and we view you in complete love. We know that the children here are in a state of it, twos, we call it, as if the people are 2 years old trying to discover their power and trying to build battleships and battlefields where they can test their power. We do not look down on this at all. We view this as simply children who are learning their strength, learning their definition and their boundaries, learning what works and what doesn't work. In the oceans, it is the same. We view this military equipment as children who are learning, who are playing in the water, seeing what they can do and what they can't do. This comes with no regret. These dolphins are in yearning for a new place to go, and yet at the same time we know that the humans are pushing the dolphins into their evolutionary reaction, their concurrence with their triad, their Father, Mother, and Holy Spirit, where they can find their union too, which they are looking for. It is with great pleasure that the dolphins swim on this planet Earth, and yet they know that they are galactic creatures and they come and they go as they please. They are simply now in a summit, reuniting hearts and deciding which direction to go next based on the information of the whales and those around them. They are in great love for this planet, and they wish you to continue your love and to remember that for you it is also a time of knowing, of to take all of the information that you have at hand, that you've learned from all of the lifetimes past, and now it's time to pick up the sword and to decide what to do with it and to cut away all of the information, all of the energy that has stopped you in the past from truly living in your heart, from truly digging your hands into the earth and making it pure, making it yours, and making it the way you want it to be. With this, we send you with much love. We know that you can come into your conclusion, into your love, into your path that unites us all. We are complete.
Wow. Yeah. The word summit, I kind of sensed that they're holding a great summit.
Mm. There's a little female dolphin nudging me right now, and she's saying, cheer up, it's not what you think. And it's okay. She just wants us to know, as the Arcturians were saying, that it's all part of the plan, all part of the divine plan, and that movement is happening, and that it's all okay. And it's important for us to really stay relaxed now and to stay in our hearts and to find what is truly important to us now. To really find what's important and to cut away all of the bullshit now's the time. And she's just really nudging me in both of those directions to lighten up my heart and to know at the same time that you become light to really focus on what's important. And that's the same thing that the dolphins are doing now. They're noticing that there are things that are important, such as their environment, and at the same time they are trying nudgingly to encourage each other to stay in a place of balance and love and peace.
I keep getting the word connectedness. It's like over and over. I try to dismiss it, and it keeps coming back. Connectedness.
We're all connected. Exactly, and this place, this summit where they're going, this kind of galactic reunion that they're having, we're part of it. You know, we're part of it. Just like we know that we're spirit as well as body, that we can be part of this, and this love connection and this wise connection. Yeah, just that we're really a part of this as well, and we need to remember that.
And I'm getting that they're modeling for us how to be connected with each other, how to be connected with love, how to be connected with the divine.
Mm-hmm.
All things that we are also yearning for collectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. But they're just they're closer to essence, so they're just doing it.
They're what?
And they're closer to their essence, so they're just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also ahead of us, almost evolutionary wise, so they're showing us how.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And, we all live in relation, as the Lakota Indian saying. So when they do it, there's a communication to us that we can do that too.
The thing that struck me all day and in this reading is when they said that they're, despite the changes and the difficulties in their brains, whatever at the moment, that their focus is balance within themselves. And I've been getting a similar theme all day too about I have a peace within my heart. This is my home, my temple. I'm at peace within, no matter what the exterior circumstances, no matter which place, like you were saying, this place or that place or these things or that things around me. It's really irrelevant. I'm at peace within my own home, within my temple. And that's what they said in the beginning when you were talking with them about they're finding their balance within.
That's exactly it. And I see this pink triangle, like a pink pyramid. And that's the triad that they were talking about. And I think you just described it really well, Amber. And that's the message for us, is to be in that place. That we are in that place, we can be in that place, and to be in that place. And what that means to me is, when I get stressed out during the day, to realize that not only does it hurt my body, but it hurts the entire universe. Because the stress that we are experiencing in our days is reverberated into the ocean, into our military. It's reverberated everywhere. So the best thing we can do is to try to take control of our stress or our frustration and bring peace into our lives. And when we fill up our temples with peace, that becomes, the greater pyramid, and where we all connect, and brings that peace into the universe.
Yes, it's like, they refuse to not live that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, they're really taking a stand for themselves.
Yeah, and it just looks like that's the best way we can help them is by making our vibrations peaceful. Because what I'm seeing is that it really does hit the ocean and it really does hit them. And our peaceful or unpeaceful vibrations create, you know, the machines and our thoughts and whatever we do in life and the pollution. And that all of that can be balanced within each individual. You know, just imagine if we had a world summit, maybe one day, where the whole entire world felt peace. And, you know, even if it were just 1 minute or 1 hour, but imagine 24 hours. For 24 hours, everyone just sat and maybe just ate and felt peace. You know, I really do believe that peace could come to the world. But, of course, until that happens, it is, you know, on an individual basis. And, you know, even if we can form groups where we sit in peaceful meditation, and the more those groups spread, the more that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And pink seems to be a really significant color. Pink, in this case, meaning love. That's a very sweet, soft love. I don't know if there's any other kind of love, but that's the way I'm seeing it. What was someone saying before?
I think that was my mom. I just like what you were saying about the relationship between the individual and the whole, and how it all relates, and you know, it all connects.
Yeah, I'm seeing it so clearly. It's amazing how you can think these things, but then when you see the energy, it's, wow, there's no doubt about it. And you kind of go, wow, this stuff is true. Like, maybe I should join a, you know, or create a peaceful meditation group, you know? Because I think our energies just build and build upon itself. And so the more time we spend in peaceful meditation, the more able we are to build that type of energy within ourselves. And you know how energy works, it snowballs, either in one direction or the other, but it always snowballs.
And the word priority, too, seems so evident. I mean, the dolphins are making this their number one priority, and so there's the example, the model.
Yeah.
That this is that important. It's number one.
So was it worth asking them what was causing, did they understand what was causing their difficulty, their discomfort?
Yeah, it was sonar. It was sound piercing their inner brain, which they call a tooth, which I don't know if there actually is a tooth in the mouth, but it looked, to me, it looked more like the pineal, and that they were just calling it a tooth. Sometimes in translation, things just sound funny in English, but that's the sense that I get, is that it's the pineal is being overtaken, and it looks like a thick white energy.
Well, and Robin, the description or the image of the pineal gland being a tooth clearly describes what they are feeling or what they are experiencing.
How's that?
Well, when I think of a gland, I think of more of squishy tissue.
Oh.
When I think of a tooth, I think of it being more hardened and not like, you know, like not quite as it should be in
Yeah.
the place that it is. So I think that they were describing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And come to think of it, I've been having a lot of teeth issues lately, and in a lot of readings that I've been doing, I've seen a lot of foreign toxic energy around the teeth. And I think this, I've heard a lot of stuff like Mercury, Mercury being one reason, but what I'm also getting really clearly now is EMFs, which is, the sonic waves are, kind of dolphin EMF.
I've had a screaming tooth pain all afternoon.
Wow. Oh my gosh,
You'll
really?
have to read me on it next week.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting.
Oh, wow.
And Nan, what about you?
I'm just weeping a lot there. So
Oh.
beautiful. The pureness of them and their love
Yeah.
is very touching.
It is very pure, isn't it? They're so innocent.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
A bunch of weepy
Yeah.
women.
Their blockage are so streamlined, and it's like their energy is streamlined. They need to keep it like that. Smooth, clear, and clean, and sleek.
Yeah, I remember when I saw them in Hawaii, I remember being so amazed by the shininess of their skin. Their skin was just so bright and shiny, like steel or something.
Yeah, in my initial imagery, I'd love to share a couple things that came up that I didn't describe earlier. When I was spending time with the one dolphin one-on-one, we were caressing each other, and I was noticing how light her skin was and shimmery, and it was very much of a caressing. Aside from that, I muted my phone because my bird, at that moment that we started doing her wee screeching, and she did almost the whole time as if mimicking the sound of the dolphin and their urgency message. I mean, it was total confirmation of communication.
Oh. Yeah, now that you say that, my horse has been kind of trying to tell me something lately, too. He's had this very urgent kind of message for me. So I feel like this is a lot of convergence happening on many different levels. But the strongest thing that I'm getting, for us humans is really to live on the earth again, to sleep on the earth, to eat on the earth, to be under the stars, to be under the sun, to have our feet literally on the earth, and that this is really the only way to bring us back into balance, the kind of balance that we need.
Yeah, it's like a message that we've kind of been ignoring,
Yeah, I think that's really it. I think we all have this message. There's some noise on the call. If someone could hold the paper still or whatever it is. I think that's it, is that we all ignore this message. And this is our intuition screaming at us. And no wonder so many people are so sick and on medication and, overweight. We're just ignoring what we know to be true. And that's the only way we can keep ignoring it, is to numb ourselves. But I really think it's time for people to gather together. First it was the economic stress, where people were being forced to live closer together with family. They were losing their houses and things like that. And it seems like a lot of people have recovered, but we still didn't really get the point of it, that we need to start sharing, buying properties together. You know, so many people cannot afford to buy their own property, and I think people need to really group together and buy properties together and get out there on the land and share the responsibilities of making a big organic garden. You know, because when you do it together, it can be fun as opposed to overbearing and overwhelming when you do it alone.
So that's very interesting that you bring that up, Robin. I've really been contemplating that lately. This is Lisa. I've been contemplating that a lot lately, and that I sense that we have not got the message yet, and there are still things that will be occurring to us globally to make us get that. And the reality is that these large homes that people have acquired, or you know, even now, my husband and I live separately, and what a treat and luxury that is. But the reality is that we're not meant to live like that.
No.
We cannot live like that.
No.
There's no way that I can live alone. There is no way.
Yes.
And I just think that's really an incredible point that you just brought up that just really hit home for me in the last few days. I've been contemplating that.
Good. Yeah, and I feel so strongly about this, and I've been looking all over the internet for a place to live in community, you know, and I cannot find anything. You know, it's like if you live on a farm, they want you to, you know, work on the farm, and I have my own business, you know, so I can't just like only work on a farm, you know, and I haven't yet found a place where I can, you know, work part-time, you know, helping out and on the farm and all that, and yet do my business at the same time. And I think that's what we all need, because we all have our individual needs and desires and jobs, and we need to be able to combine that with communal living, you know, that's healthy with good boundaries, and where we're sharing property, sharing prices, and sharing the work. And it just, nothing else makes sense to me at all.
Yeah, it really does. It's funny because interesting because I've been thinking of that also. And I actually know a woman who's a little younger than me, not much, who's looking for that kind of, to create that kind of situation. You know, the one where we all have little huts, but we're connected with a bigger unit, and we share this little land and community together where we help each other.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Well, that's what I'm looking for.
A system that hasn't come yet, but the culture is crying out for it. The earth is.
Yeah, yeah, and there's so many people with large properties. It's like, come on, get over yourselves. How easy would it be to grow your own food, you know? Stick in a windmill and some solar power and some, you know, water power, and let's call it smart, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That kind of situation, this is Nan, that kind of situation has been a longing in my heart for a while, too.
Oh.
They're just different ages of people living together, sharing knowledge and responsibility and learning to grow together. All the things that we've forgotten that whoever they is, don't want us to know.
That's right.
They don't want us to be in our own power. We've lost our way in so many ways.
That's right.
And it would be good to share that journey with all kinds of ages of people, you know, in a small community.
Yeah, hallelujah. That's what I'd like too.
Yeah. I'm sensing that, that I think this needs to just get out there more public.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to really make it known that, you know, if we're thinking this and wanting this, there's a whole bunch of other people who are.
So many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how are we going to create some sort of forum, a summit, as are the Dolphins doing, and get the word out there and find people who can, fill in the different niches that are necessary, funding and housing and skills.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any suggestion of how to do this? Because I want to do this yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take someone like you that gets a group together, and then it becomes an example, and another group will go, oh, that's interesting, and they'll copy, and it'll spread just by grassroots by doing it.
Yeah, it seems like finding like-minded people in the local community for each of us. Wonderful. I'm in deep gratitude for this call to everyone here, and I'm a guest in this house I've arrived at about an hour ago, and I feel like I need to honor that and join them for dinner.
Okay.
They're waiting for me.
Well, thank you so much, Barbara.
Everybody. It's wonderful to be supported by a group like this. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara, for coming. It's so nice to connect with you again and with everyone here. It's been an amazing blessing, and let's email and see if we can get something started.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really good. I have an idea, and probably realistically will take a good 6 months of planning to make it go. But if you want to stay on the line a little longer, Robin, I can talk with you